All right, hey guys. This is Debo's vlog number. Oh, I'm trying to think. Number 14. Um, like I said, I update my vlog every 2 days unless something serious happens or something changes along those lines and what have you not. And the only thing that really changed is I was able to get down to 67 the other day, which ended up working out pretty well. Um, this is recorded directly from the my Twitch stream, and it took about 16 attempts. The only difference that I had between this run and the 67 when I was pushing was that I had a Hellfire Amulet finally. I was able to get a nice Hellfire Amulet with Bad Medicine on it, and my other four passives that I'm running are, how do you say, Spirit Vessel, uh, Confidence Ritual, Grave Injustice, and of course Swampland Entombment for more survivability. Um, got very fortunate inside of a Greater Rift like this. Mostly because whenever you see Act 1 monsters, and I mean anytime, and you see like a high mob density on the appropriate map, and appropriate map, I mean it's like anything that's not a cave or like a very narrow passageway or like, you know, the sewers, then you should kind of set off like a red alarm in your head and be like, oh, okay, this might be a potential decent rift where I can actually rank on. So, I mean, there's really not too much to this specific run. I was kind of been trying to perfect my technique, if there is a technique, I guess. Not really. It's just dragging the monsters with me whilst trying to pick up other monsters as they start to get low on health. One of the main reasons why I dragged this monster a little bit away is because, as you can see, it's too much poison on the ground. So I said, okay, well, we gotta abandon that, and sometimes it's just better to cut your losses. And luckily, when I moved over here, I was like, okay, there's some pretty good mob density here, and I'll easily be able to make up for it, no problem. Um, this starts working out pretty well. Mostly zombies, and the elite mob pack only has mortar, which is not too much of a threat as long as we stay semi-close. The Grave Injustice will help us get resets on our firewall, which is our primary damage because it stacks indefinitely, or infinitely. I can multiple firewalls do each individual damage to the monster. And as you can see, I ended up thinking I don't know if I ended up killing this yellow, and I think the only reason why I actually ended up killing this yellow because no, I didn't kill this yellow, so I think I paused for lag right there. But as soon as it got down to the last one, I don't think I stayed and killed it. No, I think I did because I noticed the damage was actually pretty good on it. Normally, I would tell you just to leave the yellow and just keep going, but I guess the Bane of the Stricken was doing pretty good damage, and for some reason I just said, okay, well, I might as well just finish it off. But in all honesty, you should definitely just skip the yellows. I mean, if you can kill the trash mobs around the yellow, that's great. But then you want to get the hell up out of there because it just takes too long to kill the monster. Because it's just they have so much HP. Like, pretty much I heard some people say, like, they're pretty much they have the same amount of HP as a Rift Guardian. So, I was able to get down this group pretty easily, and I think I end up pulling back. Here's one mistake I made. I shouldn't have actually even came back this way to try to kill these monsters. I think I get a couple more hits on them and stuff like that, but overall I don't even think I end up killing this monster because I look at it and I said, okay, this thing has a lot of HP, it has shielding. All it's going to do is put poison all over the ground again, and I'm going to have some problems, and I think I do make a smart decision. I think I end up leaving. I hope I do pretty soon here. But all this time, I could have been gone into the room, and I think this is where I'm like, okay, well, screw this. At least I hope so. Yeah, this is really bad by me. I really should have skipped a lot sooner, and I hope I skip right here. Yeah, okay, I do skip. But if I just would have left and never came back, I would have been so much further ahead. So if you guys are getting your runs out there and you're wondering, like, dude, like, with Debo, like, it looks good, just trust your instincts. Half the time, it's better if you got like a large mob density map just to leave the elites there and just go after the next set of trash mobs. And if the elite follows you throughout the map and you're constantly pulling more and more trash mobs and the elite so happens to get really low as you're killing other trash mobs, that's perfectly fine. But for the most part, you want to ignore that. And I get into this room, and this was fantastic. And I got a channeling pylon, which is very nice. And this is where we make pretty good here. And we got a This is what I'm talking about right here. If you see the trash mobs and how many mobs we got, like this just dramatically at the end of this, you're gonna see how much I actually end up gaining off this. But this was very much worthwhile. In between the Spirit Walk, the Swampland Attunement, the Bad Medicine, and then of course the Channeling, have no problems. Oh, and also the Graven Justice, have no problems keeping up Spirit Walk, staying safe, and just keeping everything perpetually CC, dropping as many firewalls as I can because the damage stacks. And this is what you're kind of looking for. See, if I would have skipped the other room, I would have got to this pack a lot faster, and I would have saved myself a lot of grief, trouble, and time. So, when in doubt, just skip. If you don't have a lot of trash mobs around an elite, the blue packs, skip them. If you get a champion pack, the yellow packs, just skip them always. Like I said, now, their affixes are not that bad, and there's a lot of trash mobs around them, then I will kill all the trash mobs around them, but then I'll leave the yellow there to sit there and think to himself. I won't waste time actually killing it. If you happen to get on a crazy map where you're just killing non-stop trash mobs and you happen to see like a yellow get really low, then at that point you could finish them off because you might as well. But only if you've been killing trash mobs. So you just don't want to waste your time, and you want to make sure you keep very efficient with what you do. Alright, so I finish this up. Then we proceed onwards. And this is where things gets the RNG factor. This, by far, bar none, like, this made the whole thing. And this is the kind of sad thing, and I don't like conduit pylons, because this can just show you how silly things get. And as you can see, all those trash mobs in combination with the elites, and as you're going to see my progress bar, it just goes crazy right here, because there's so many mobs. And as you see, I don't waste my time on yellow. I'm just trying to get down here and get as many monsters or mobs as I can. And there's a bunch of mob density down here. I'm glad I went down the stairs just to double check, and you guys see how much progress that I have. And then there's another beautiful mob density right here. But that conduit pylon really made the run. Once I got that, and I said, as long as this density holds and we don't get nothing too crazy, this will be an easy, like, clear. And this was like a little bit of disbelief on my end, because I was sitting here and I was like, man, like, I can't believe, like, I got this lucky with only 16 runs, or 14, I think. I don't know, somewhere around, we'll say under 20 runs. And I'm not complaining, but it just goes to show you, like, some days it can just take forever, and some days you can get it, like, you can hit a high level in a small amount of time. But as I try to tell everybody, don't beat yourself up if you can't beat these levels, because it's really, I mean, once you get all ancient gear and you get your set items and you get an okay Paragon level. I mean, Paragon levels do help, but the big thing is, it's like, if you got a good mob density, you got a good mob density. If you don't got a good mob density, you're freaking screwed. So, you know, if you get, you know, a bunch of caves and stuff like that, it's not that you're failing, it's just that the system's failing you. It's not your fault, and not much you could do. I got a power pylon right here. I think I was pretty happy with this. And we had a nice elite here, so I was able to take advantage of that. And I think that's another acceptable time to kill a yellow, is when you have a power pylon or something along those lines. So we're in here doing our damage. We got the power pylon up, everything's dying really fast, giving us resets on our Graven Justice, which means more firewalls, which means more damage. And as you can see, I decided to kill the yellow one, and it works out pretty well. And overall, that was fantastic right there. And as you can see, we're getting ready to come to an end. But it was a really easy mob set, high mob density, good map, good conduit placements, or just good pylon placements in general, and that basically just made everything real face roll. I did not even struggle that hard. This wasn't even like a hard rift in my opinion. Everything was just so docile and easy. So if you can get this kind of rift at a higher level, I mean, you have no problem clearing 70 and 71 and 72. I imagine Witch Doctors might cap out at 75, 76 towards the end of the season, but that might require a high Paragon level to get the extra damage you need to be able to pass those higher levels. But, you know, as long as you get rifts like this, man, it's just so easy. But the problem is, I think the hardest part is this just basically felt like playing the lottery, and I basically hit the lottery jackpot on the 67 clear to get it within 20 runs. So we're going to go ahead and proc the Rift Guardian. And this is like the last thing that can kind of screw you over, but Witch Doctor usually doesn't have any Rift Guardian that just totally shuts you down or screws you over. I forget which one I get here, but it shouldn't be too bad. Here we go. I call him Mr. Molester because he got one hand, but it's called Blighter. And not much to this guy, just gotta stack the firewalls up on him, and, you know, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to the video here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. When I get 68 clear, we'll make a video and I'll tell you guys how many runs that took for me to get that cleared and what Paragon level I'm at. Like I said, the only difference between this and the 66 is 66 I didn't have a Hellfire Amulet, now I do. And like I said, I use Bad Medicine, Grave Injustice, Confidence Ritual, Spirit Vessel, and Swampland Attunement. And like I said, it worked out really good. And getting down to the last bit of it here. And as soon as that Bane of the Stricken starts stacking up, it makes a big difference. I take a def here, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, I had plenty of time. You know, so if we had this much clear time, that means we probably, with what current settings I have now, I probably could do a 70. I just have to get up to 68 and clear 69 to 70, or maybe I have to do 70 and sign up a group, and then I can just spam 70s instead of worrying about 68, 69, but I don't know if I'll do all that. We'll see. Because when you're in groups, I mean, groups have gotten up to 82, so it's real easy because you just get in groups, you get your gems up, you get everything upgraded, then you can just instantly start spamming higher level rifts instead of going up one level at a time. But I'm just trying to just do it the regular old-fashioned way. Especially now I don't have to worry about trial keys. And there we go. And he's going down. We have plenty of time left. I think this was like the fastest 67 before you go into 68, and of course rank 92.